In 1913, while workers carved up beef in Chicago's massive slaughterhouses, someone had a brilliant idea. What if we use these animal intestines for something else? That question would eventually create Wilson Sporting Goods, now the official supplier for the NFL, NBA, and major tennis tournaments worldwide. But how does a company go from handling meat scraps to creating the basketballs used by LeBron James and the footballs thrown by Patrick Mahomes? The journey involves the Great Depression, a visionary businessman named Thomas Wilson, and an incredible eye for opportunity that changed sports forever. Ever wonder how the football in your hands on game day began its journey? Not on a factory floor, but in the bloody, chaotic world of a Chicago slaughterhouse. It sounds impossible, but the origin story of one of sports' most iconic brands begins with animal guts and a waste problem. In 1913, Chicago was America's meatpacking capital. Over 80% of the nation's meat was processed there, with massive slaughterhouses churning through thousands of animals daily. One company, Schwarzschild and Sulzberger, faced a common industry dilemma: what to do with all the leftover animal parts that weren't sold as meat. While competitors simply dumped these byproducts, S&S recognized something others missed. Those discarded animal parts, the tendons, intestines, and other tissues, weren't garbage at all. They were potentially valuable raw materials just waiting to be transformed. This insight led to the creation of Ashland Manufacturing Company, a subsidiary launched specifically to repurpose these animal byproducts. Soon, what was once headed for the trash heap was being crafted into tennis racket strings, surgical sutures for doctors, and violin strings for musicians. The unused became useful, the wasteful became wonderful. This wasn't just clever recycling, it was revolutionary business thinking. Ashland Manufacturing became one of America's earliest examples of full resource utilization, a concept that wouldn't become mainstream for decades. They turned literal scraps into significant profits at a time when most companies simply accepted waste as a cost of doing business. But in 1914, just as this innovative venture was finding its footing, disaster struck. The parent company, Sulzberger & Sons, plunged into financial crisis and receivership. The once promising Ashland Manufacturing faced an existential threat before it could truly establish itself. What the struggling company needed was a visionary, someone who could see its potential beyond current troubles. That savior arrived in the form of Thomas E. Wilson, a 47-year-old executive from rival meatpacker Nelson Morris and Company. Where others saw a failing side business, Wilson recognized an opportunity to create something extraordinary. In 1916, Wilson took control and didn't waste time making his mark. He renamed the company after himself and gathered his anxious employees to make a declaration that must have seemed outlandish at the time. "I'm going to make the sporting goods department the biggest thing of its kind in the world." Those weren't empty words. Wilson immediately began transforming the company, maintaining the innovative use of animal byproducts while expanding their product offerings and establishing the foundation for what would become a sports equipment empire. Just as Wilson's vision was taking shape, Black Tuesday hit and America's economy shattered. But while other companies were boarding up their windows, something unexpected happened at Wilson headquarters. They started buying up their competitors. During America's darkest financial hour, Thomas Wilson made a strategic gamble that would transform his company from a meat byproduct business into a sports equipment powerhouse. By the late 1920s, Wilson had already created groundbreaking products like the Rayshock 507 catcher's mitt, which wasn't just another piece of equipment, it was endorsed by the future White Sox Hall of Famer himself. This partnership established Wilson's reputation in the baseball community and hinted at a revolutionary approach to athlete relationships that would soon become the company's secret weapon. When the Great Depression hit in 1929, it wiped out 9,000 banks and left millions of Americans unemployed. Most businesses were simply trying to survive, cutting costs wherever possible. Wilson, however, made a bold, counterintuitive move. They doubled down on quality and innovation. Their R90 sand wedge and new wooden golf clubs helped players hit balls farther and more accurately, proving that even in the worst economy, superior products could find buyers. The mastermind behind this aggressive expansion strategy, Thomas Wilson brought in 33-year-old Lawrence B. Isley to run the sporting goods division. Despite his ironic last name, Isley was described by Golfdom magazine as a tremendous worker who shared Wilson's relentless vision and work ethic. Under Isley's leadership, Wilson executed what can only be described as a brilliant acquisition spree. They purchased established manufacturers like Sells MFG Co. for baseball equipment, Indestructo Caddy Bag Co. for golf, and many others including Hetzinger Knitting Mills, Chicago Sporting Goods Co., and Walter Hagen Golf Equipment Co. This strategy wasn't just about buying competitors, it was about instant credibility. Wilson kept the original craftsmen from these acquired companies working in their specialized fields, maintaining the expertise and quality that had made each brand successful. But perhaps Wilson's most innovative move was pioneering the concept of athlete advisory committees. Rather than just paying stars for endorsements, they actually involved accomplished athletes in product development and testing. Legends like Knut Rockne helped develop football equipment, while golf icon Gene Sarazen collaborated on the modern sand wedge. This created a level of legitimacy and trust that other brands simply couldn't match. Through these strategic acquisitions, quality-focused manufacturing, and revolutionary athlete partnerships, Wilson transformed from a struggling side business into a sports empire during the Great Depression, exactly when most companies were merely trying to survive. While Wilson conquered multiple sports during the Depression, one partnership would stand above all others in shaping American culture for generations. In 1941, as World War II loomed, Wilson secured what may be the most enduring sports contract in history, becoming the exclusive football supplier to the NFL. This partnership marked the beginning of an American sports legacy that continues unbroken for over 8 decades. This partnership started with the creation of a now legendary ball. The Duke was named to honor Wellington Mara, the beloved owner of the New York Giants, who players affectionately nicknamed the Duke. This football became the standard by which all others were judged, requiring materials and craftsmanship of unprecedented quality. To achieve this perfection, Wilson formed a crucial partnership with Chicago's Horween Leather Company. Like a jeweler seeking the flawless gemstone, Wilson wasn't interested in finding the cheapest supplier. They demanded only the absolute finest leather available for each football. This relationship has endured for decades, demonstrating that when perfection is the goal, compromises simply aren't an option. Creating the perfect football demanded more than superior materials. It required a dedicated space where master craftspeople could work their magic. In 1955, Wilson opened what would become the heart of American football manufacturing, their dedicated factory in Ada, Ohio. Within those walls, American determination and craftsmanship merged to create something truly exceptional. The complexity of creating the perfect ball defies modern automation. Each NFL football undergoes a meticulous 20-step process, involving over 250 individual stitches. Skilled artisans perform specialized tasks. Machines stand idle. Human judgment prevails. What's truly mind-blowing? Approximately 50 different pairs of hands touch each ball during production. The process is deliberately unhurried. Each Wilson football takes 3 full days to complete from start to finish. This methodical excellence results in unmatched quality. The Ada factory operates at impressive scale, producing up to 2,500 footballs daily, roughly 500,000 annually. Yet, amidst this volume, every single NFL game ball continues to be crafted in this same facility, maintaining a standard that has defined professional football for generations. For decades, Wilson has crafted those handmade footballs in Ada, Ohio, maintaining tradition while mastering their craft. But behind the scenes, an entirely different vision was taking shape, one that would challenge everything we thought we knew about sports equipment. That same dedication to craftsmanship that built Wilson's reputation has now fueled their most radical reinvention yet. In 2023, Wilson unveiled something at the NBA All-Star Dunk Contest that left spectators gasping, a basketball with no air inside. As NBA stars handled the transparent, latticed sphere with visible amazement, it became clear this wasn't just a slight improvement, but a complete reimagining of what a basketball could be. Wilson had reached a pivotal moment in their century-long journey. Standing at the edge of innovation's cliff, they faced a critical choice: continue perfecting traditional methods that built their empire or dive headfirst into uncharted waters. While competitors clung to safe, incremental improvements, Wilson chose the bolder path. The company established Wilson Labs as their center of excellence for innovation, giving their designers and engineers permission to question everything. Their mission wasn't just to improve sports equipment, but to completely redefine how it's made, and what it could become. The result was the airless basketball prototype, a 3D printed marvel with a revolutionary lattice structure that defied conventional wisdom. In 2024, they released the commercial version, the Gen 1, making history as the world's first 3D printed basketball available to consumers. The response was extraordinary, generating billions of media impressions and selling out completely in under 2 hours. Wilson's revolution extends beyond technology into luxury fashion, territory few equipment manufacturers have successfully claimed. Through collaborations with Tiffany & Company, Louis Vuitton, Off-White, and Kith, Wilson has transformed functional equipment into coveted lifestyle items. What makes Wilson's transformation remarkable is how it honors their innovative roots while embracing new possibilities. The company that once saw potential in animal byproducts now sees it in 3D printing. The same commitment to quality that defined their handcrafted footballs now defines their high-tech basketballs and luxury collaborations. At the core of Wilson's century-long success lies a profound truth that Thomas Wilson captured perfectly. My whole success is traceable to the fact that I have enjoyed my work and have given to it the best in me. This philosophy transformed humble beginnings into a global sports powerhouse. The real lesson isn't just spotting opportunity, it's the unwavering commitment to excellence that followed. Wilson thrived by delivering quality athletes could trust. Today, as official supplier for the NFL, NBA, and major leagues worldwide, Wilson's impact is undeniable, yet their founder remained humble. I am no wonder, no brainier than any number of other people. His secret was simply passion and dedication. What passion could you transform into excellence? Each time that iconic W appears during championship moments, remember you're witnessing more than a brand. You're seeing relentless innovation and radical reinvention embodied.